Hello. Can I get this to sit there? Hopefully that'll stay nicely. Behave. Okay, so a couple things I want to show you. I just got this gel right here. I'm going to use here in a minute, but I also want to show you something else. Something else's. This is just general good advice for owning a beard or even short hair. Works about the same thing. So, two things to start with. Number one, a small pair of little trimming scissors. These ones have a very finely, they're very special made for specifically beards and mustaches and things like that are a little bit harder to trim. Because it's coarse hair, it kind of has a harshness to it, and you can't really cut it with giant chonkin scissors. So you get these little small ones. They have a very, very finely, you can't even really see its serrated edge. It'll catch the hair, so instead of it sliding along the thing, it'll actually just cut it right there. It'll grip it and go. Very good product to have. You can buy that from, I think those were from Perry Ellis. I got them on cheap at like Ross Dress for Less. You don't have to spend a lot. Just even a basic little pair of tiny scissors will be fine. It's just a little bit of a nicety. Those I got for a good deal, so yeah, do with what you got to. Next, if I can find it, here it is. Now, this one I bought specifically from these guys. They make a decent product. I'm not sponsored or anything by them, so I'm not making anything on that. But, what you want, I'm trying to clear a little beard hair out of it from last time that I did this, is one of these. And this isn't just a little brush. I mean, it is, but these bristles are actually boar hair, which sounds strange. Bear with me. There's a reason for it. These are called boar bristles. The reason you want these is that they are very stiff. They are even stiffer than a lot of plastics. So they can power through something like this. You can see just right down, no effort. Just goes right through. No tugging, no pain. And it scrubs the hell out of your skin. Feels great. Even when you put a little beard oil in it, just goes right through. So, I had the little crumbs from my cheese balls that I was eating earlier. Brushes it right out. Now, it doesn't really straighten or do any of that, but you can just... It'll even work on regular hair, but I don't recommend it for long hair because these are very tough bristles, and long hair can get really tangled in there really, really quickly. You don't want that. Like, I got long hair that can go down to like here. I got it stuffed up under my hat so I can show you my beard. Because these are beard-specific products. But, well, beard-ish specific. So, you'll want to get, if you're looking for one of these, you can buy it from these guys if you want. Great company, nothing against them. This is a good product. But you can buy it from anywhere. You just want to do your research on the product, make sure you know what you're getting. You want to look for 100% natural, because you don't want synthetic. It's not as good. I've tried it, trust me. You want first cut boar bristles. First cut's important because they are the hardest, more stiffer, coarser, gonna hold up longer bristles. So you want to get first cut, 100% natural, real boar bristle brush. Length doesn't really matter, but this is fine. Goes right through this, as long as it is. Okay. And this is good for several reasons. One, pulls out extras that are just little caught and tangled up in their hairs. Because your hair here falls out just as much as up here, you just don't notice. But it's good for the mustache. See? It'll exfoliate the shit out of your skin. So if you got dry skin under there, or like a little bit of grease buildup or whatever, this will take it out. Now, you can oil before or you can oil after. It doesn't really matter which one you choose. You can use any kind of oil. I mean, I've even known some people to use olive oil. Now, there are great products out there. This is pretty good. Works really good. Smells pretty nice. It's kind of citrusy. Now, if that one's not your thing, you can always find other mixes of oils and things like that. Even that 7 Potions thing, like I said, I bought some stuff from them. This one from them. They're all good products. You just want to do your research, make sure you're getting real oils, not like synthetic stuff. You want to stay away from a lot of that because a lot of that has extra preservatives and other things or waxes that can really get in your follicles, fuck you up. You don't want that. So, nextly, you want like just your average comb. Doesn't have to be anything special. I mean, they make small beard combs. I have one somewhere around here, if I can find it. Like this one. Ben Sherman, little styling comb. It helps get some of the stuff that the brush might miss because it's not going to get everything. So this will get some of the more fine detail. You know, and even just a regular comb, use the fine side, the big side, doesn't matter. See, like it catches on a few of the smaller knots that the other thing misses. Goes right through, takes out some of the strays. Nextly, now some people shave with whatever razor. I've shaved with a lot of different ones. Like this one was an old favorite for a long time. I keep it because sometimes I still use it for trimming or whatever, you never know. But my personal favorite, after playing with it a while, because it took some getting used to, was a straight razor. It's not as scary as it seems. This seems like it's going to be very, very easy to hurt yourself with. It's kind of not. As long as you don't go sideways with it, it won't hurt you, more or less. And even if it does, it's a very fine cut and it's not going to even hurt very much. It'll bleed a little bit, but it won't sting very much. But like if you wanted to shave through this, you know, it goes right through that. I'm not going to show you because I like my beard, thank you. But I mean, like, you can see like hairy hands. But if I do, and this isn't even very sharp. You can see it carved a path right down my hand. And this one isn't even very sharp anymore. Because I don't have a stroop or a proper stone for that, so I can't really sharpen it myself right now. That's one of the things that's on my list of things to get. Now, this is something that's good for just about anybody. Anybody. Men, women, we all shave this. This looks like a chapstick. It is not. They make them in different forms. This is what is called a septic balm or a septic pen. The septic pens are a little bit more harsh, but do a better job. What they do is if you cut yourself when you're bleeding from shaving, right? Like say I had my straight razor and I just like nicked myself a little bit. Now, if that were to happen, and if I were to bleed, I don't think I will because I don't think I got it very good there, but because my skin's pretty tough. But you would just undo that right in there. It's a little dirty because it's been used a lot from shaving, but it's my blood, so it's not like an issue. You would touch right on the wound and just rub into it a little bit. It's going to sting like hell. Not going to lie, it hurts, but it stops the bleeding like that. No more paper stuck to your face. No more looking like an idiot. Just done. Magic product. Works on your legs, works on your face, works on any of this. All of it. Great product. Not many people know about it. Nextly. One of my new favorites. Now these guys, I actually am a brand rep for. You know, the beard struggle, fuck cancer. These guys actually make a really good product. And this isn't something you can buy everywhere. And what this does is once you turn it on and preheat it, which I'm going to have to do now, I'll even put it on the second tier, second power up. Now when that light stops blinking, that means it's ready. So I'm going to set that down for a minute. I'm going to show you if I can find it. The other version that I keep, wherever I put that, I don't remember. But I have another one that is a hot comb that looks like this with giant wires coming out of the back of it. And it heats up just like a curling iron would. And you would go through here. But the problem with the giant comb kind, which you can get, they're cheap. It's like 20 bucks on Amazon. Not bad. The only problem is that all of these are red fucking hot. Just like a heating up, like a flat iron, curling iron. So if you're doing this and you touch your skin, you're going to burn the shit out of yourself and it's going to hurt a lot. So I don't recommend those. Because that was, it worked, sort of, but not a good product to, actually, it might have stuck back in the store somewhere. I don't fucking remember. Doesn't matter. I don't use it anymore anyway. Takes a little while to heat up, just like any curling or flat iron would. So you can see it's still blinking. But the idea is that if you look closely in there, all of those gold ceramic plates are heating elements. Same with up here. But as you can see, this plastic bit here is a guard. It keeps you from hurting yourself. And let me tell you, that's nice to have. Hey, my roommate left their phone in here, so I better... You left your phone in here.
Thank you.
Yes. Anyway. So, basically what this does is it heats up all of those heating elements and all of these heating elements. And the idea of that, once it gets hot, I'll show you, but you brush it, because it's already kind of warm. And you might see a little smoke come off it. That's just natural oils or grease burning off. Don't panic. You can use this on your hair too, just regular hair. Perfectly safe. I've done it. It works. It actually works a lot better than some of the flat irons I've seen. But like even your mustache. I usually go through once this direction towards the back. Then I try to come out like this. I just sort of pull. Because I have a very curly beard. And it does not like to have things coming through it. But you can already see it's straightening the beard. And like I said, it's still not fully heated up, so it's not going to do it to the extent that it can. And this is a volumizer, same as a fro pick. Just run up through. You can run it in either direction, it doesn't really matter. I just go with the curve because it's a little bit steeper back here, so it just feels a little more natural to slide it there. And you can see, I don't know if you can see it, a little bit of the smoke coming off from the natural oils. I can barely see it myself, so. See? Now that it's getting really hot though, I'm going to talk to you about the other product. Because it wasn't quite hot then, so I'm still going to let it finish up. But this, a little bit of the thermal shield. Protects your hair. So you just... And this also smells kind of citrusy, but you can change that with some oils if you really want to. I don't mind, because I can put the oils on at the end. Change the smell. Run that through. Put some in there. Really work it through. Then, using this when it's actually hot like it is now, this will create a lot more smoke though. Well, steam, I guess. So you can see it. And again, don't panic. Your hair isn't burning. You'll smell it if it's burning, trust me. You don't want to sit in one spot for too long, but... You can see it's already doing wonders, turning that curly, nasty mess into something that is vaguely reminiscent of a beard. You can see how it's a little bit... Now, it's a little bit harder to do with your mustache because of the actual depth of these, but... Or like if you wanted to do like regular hair, you just like a brush, or brush it on your head or whatever, it'll work. And then that you can also do on your beard. Although when you're doing it on your mustache, I recommend using the flat side. I find it easier. You just want to be careful not to press your lip into the thing too hard, because it'll go right between those spokes and you'll burn yourself. Just a little bit It's not super hot, but it's hot enough to do some damage if you're not careful. Just like any hot comb would be. But you can see, already looking a lot better. Now just turn that off. Set it aside so it can cool. Because again, it gets hot. Now, I will say it's kind of hard to jam your finger down in there, but little children, you know, they might be able to just keep it high. I don't have that problem, so I can put it anywhere, but I still keep mine high up just out of niceties. Now, it doesn't stay hot, but you know. Now, another thing that's nice to have, it's not necessary, it's nice to, just one of these little Phillips, or even another common one. One of these little guys. Yeah, this one's meant for other places necessarily, but you can use it anywhere. It's still going to cut the same. And the beard, kind of similar down there. Just saying. If it's safe for your face, it's probably safe for other places too. Now, they make little trimmers like these too. I don't like it. I mean, I have it, I own it, I can use it. It even has different attachments, but I don't really like this little Conair one. It runs on batteries. It's a piece of junk. It'll work, but it's a piece of junk and it's a little unwieldy. I prefer the precision of something that's like an actual tool. Now, a couple other things. Like I said, we're going to get back to the gel. Now, I haven't actually used this gel yet. It's still sealed. Always check the seal. You never know. Not saying it would be broken, but you never know. Best protect yourself. Get a little bit of that. Start with a little bit. Put this back in its lid. Use this to sort of style my mustache a little bit. Give it a test. Because one of the biggest problems having a mustache like this is it gets in your mouth when you're eating. And that is real annoying. So, if this stuff works, we're about to find out if it does. Ooh, it's already starting to stick. My fingers are already dry from it a little bit. I put a little too much on that side. Okay. That's fine. Rub a little more over here. This is just basic, nothing fancy, mind you. But, see, it's already up off my mouth. You can see my upper lip now. Now, this is where something like our little comb comes in real handy. Gel off my fingers getting sticky. It's good that it's getting sticky, but it's getting sticky. Don't want to get my hands stuck together. That'd be a little bit weird. Okay, now back to this real quick. Pulling it back. A little bit of water probably won't hurt it too much. Just give that a minute to harden up. But you can see it helped already. And if I really play with it, dry my hands off nice, I could probably get it better. I'm not trying to do a masterful job here today. I ain't going anywhere the rest of the night, so. There's all sorts of other things you can use, like little shampoos, conditioners, like this one. Smell nice, you know. Smell good, actually. Smells a little minty, I think, and maybe cedar. Not sure. Smell nice though. But like, you can find so many products is ridiculous out there, especially nowadays. Now, one of the things I'm gonna recommend, because my hairstylist let me in on the secret a little bit. Careful. Shea Moisture. They make good products, especially for this kind of thing. And the reason I say that is because this is really curly, really coarse hair. And this helps that a lot. Now, Monad is great. It does a lot of good things. But I found that this one, particularly the leave-in one, for my beard, it hydrates a little bit better, not by much. But it smells nicer too. I like their smell a lot better. But that don't mean much. Because, you know, everybody has different preferences on that. The Shea Moisture I found for this particular style of beard where it's kind of scraggly and curly as hail, it helps a lot. Let's see, how's this doing? It's starting to harden. But you see, helped a lot. Already looks nicer. And then a little, if I can get it open with one hand. Now I'm working one-handed. A little bit of beard oil. Again, whatever your poison is, so to speak. You don't want poisonous oils. Just run that through a bit. Smell nice. Again, that one smelled kind of citrusy. Nothing wrong with that. Smell nice. Smell like I just stepped out of an orange orchard after hand smashing all the grapes and oranges and whatever else you can find in various different kinds of orchards. Technically, I guess they'd call it a vineyard, but I guess is that only if you make wine out of the grapes? I don't know. Would it still be called a vineyard then? Because it's, I don't know. That's a question for somebody else that knows more than I do about that. Just run that oil through there, working good. See, it's already looking a lot nicer from the mess that it was. It's still a mess, but it's my mess. It looks a little better. Now, if we're talking something like this gloriousness, where it goes kind of in a world of its own, then that's going to need a little bit more work. Right now, this is no product been abused and stuffed under my hat for like 2 days. Because I've been working on some things. But like, even some of that leave-in conditioner or whatever, which they also make from Monat, and I'm sure it's a good product. I haven't had that one yet, but it's all good products. All of them are good. Like I said, that thermal heat shield help protect your beard from getting burnt. You got the texturizing spray. You get all sorts of things. All sorts of fun products you can use to make it look a lot nicer. Now, I will say that finding something that smells nice, you're going to want to do that. You're going to, at the very least, want to find an essential oil that is safe to put on your face, that you ain't allergic to, that smell nice. For any amount of these products, you're going to find tons of them that work great, but you hate the smell. So you're going to want like some kind of essential oil or something that you can sort of put in it to make it smell better for you. Because if you find one that works and it's just the smell stopping you from using it, change the smell. It's not going to hurt you any, usually. Yeah, it's working pretty good actually. Still needs a little maintenance. Now, the other thing, if you want to go a little bit more in depth, hard waxes. You can buy these for mustache waxes, make tons of them. You just have to be careful you're not buying the removing wax. You want the one that actually is styling wax. Big difference. Both of them will grip on, but one of them won't let go. Not easily, anyway. Now, this stuff is great, but ow. Pain if I have long fingernails, man. Sometimes they get bent backwards and it hurts. Oh, it hurts. But this stuff, just candle wax, beeswax, That's kind of what that looks like. It's hard. To apply this is a little bit more specialized. It's a little bit more of a thing to get used to. It works really well for a while. You have to reapply every now and then, but kind of like chapstick. But like the idea with this is that you're going to want to heat it. I find that it's a lot easier to apply it if you heat it. If you put it on like, even just the whole tin, set it right on top of the wax warmer in the ceramic dish for an hour or two before you get in the shower or whatever, it will, melt that down a bit. And you can always just recap it and put it away later. Just turn off the thing and it'll go solid again. Miracle of wax. But it dries very, very quickly. So once you have it melted, and some of these, they make them for less strong holds, and those you can just like scrape a little bit out on your thumbnail and work it between your fingers a bit and it'll melt, but it still dries back up pretty quick. So once you have it liquid, you would just get a little bit on your finger quickly, just work it through as fast as you can, both directions. And just do that until you have enough on there to hold it how you want it. And then you style it appropriately. While you're doing that, and it works out a lot nicer. But like, you can just see it's already made it longer, brought it down more. And like I said, it's expensive for this little, miracle product. But it's worth it, because a lot of other products don't have the guards, for one. And for two, they also don't necessarily have the volumizer, which is great for mustaches and things like that, really working with it a little bit more detailed like. So, which one you want, it just depends on what you need it to do. But this one, the Beard Struggle, the Varinjar, I can pronounce that. I don't know, I'm not Swedish, or whatever language that is actually in. It might be Finnish, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think that's everything that I can think of. Look around, anything else? No, nothing, maybe? Well, I guess that could be covered. Little, cheapy. They make these tiny little rubber bands. You can buy them probably even smaller than this, but they're a little hard to apply if they're any smaller. And those are great for like if you wanted to braid your beard and hold it in at the end. Now, there is one other thing you can do that I've done in the past that I found was really cool looking for me. A lot of people else hated it, but I didn't care. Is if you take an old bullet casing, after it's been shot, it's safe. You can even knock the primer out if it makes you feel better. I don't judge. Clean it up if you want. I didn't, because I don't mind the smell of gunpowder or whatever. And once you braid a strand of it, you can take the end of the braid and stuff it in there. And then just pinch with like a pair of pliers, or depending on the shell casing, you might be able to do it with just your hand, real hard on the top so that it closes. And then you just have a little bullet casing jingling down here. And for me, I liked the look of it. It was nice. I felt it was comfortable. You can always take it out later by just pulling it off, or if you really want it to stay in place, I guess you could put a little bit of like glue or whatever in there, but you're going to have to cut that off then. Not that that's a big deal, because you're not stuffing a whole bunch of beard in there. You're stuffing just the end of a braid. Not much, depending. Some people leave a long tail on their braid, but whatever you do. No judgment. But that's just some good ideas. They're good products. They work well. You can see, like I used, where I have it. I haven't used this one yet. It smells nice. I haven't used it yet. But I have used, I think this one's, yeah. I've used these. I got these. They're very good. They work well. Again, citrusy smell. Nothing bad. It doesn't smell, funky or anything. It smells good. It just depends on what you like for a smell. It's not my usual scent profile, but again, you can always throw in a few drops of essential oil, shake it up, it'll be fine. It'll smell like whatever you want it to smell like. I just wasn't investing that heavily yet. I wanted to try the product out as it is, see how it works. If I like it, go from there. So far, it works out pretty good. It does. And you can see, after I combed it out and everything, it's a lot straighter. It's a lot more behaving of what it can be. And even this, I did a little bit of damage to it when I dyed it, but it's already grown back out pretty quick. You know, it's just hair, it will grow back. Worst case, they make, you know, some products that will actually help fix some of that. And I've been using some of it. But it will be fine. Your hair is your hair. But just wanted to show off those products a little bit. Let you know they exist. They work. They smell nice. And function. Keeps your mouth out of the way for eating soup. I can't tell you how annoying it is to eat soup when you got a long mustache. If you don't pin it back or style it with wax or something, it just gets in your mouth and then it's like just tasting like you're eating hair all day. And you just feel that going down your throat and it's not good. So you have to like either hold it back while you're sipping or whatever, it doesn't matter. But it gets annoying. Be prepared for that. It's fun. I love having my mustache. I love my beard. I don't even shave this part. It just doesn't grow in right yet. But, see, it did a lot. It helped. Hope that helps. Great day, guys.